Kongming Lantern is an ancient handicraft of the Han nationality with a history of thousands of years but few records of its origin. As a traditional object, it has the fluidity attribute based on a variety of historical environments, which is used as a changing fluid medium for military communication and blessings for the people. Since the lit Kongming Lantern can be lifted up to more than 1 kilometer, it often serves as a medium for people to connect with the sky. Therefore, it is endowed with a romantic atmosphere.
For individuals, setting off Kongming Lantern is a romantic custom. When romance is magnified, its other properties are often overlooked.
However, this is not the case. When integrated into contemporary social mechanisms and affected by social development and specific environment, it has realistic and specific attributes for different social groups. What is interesting about Kongming Lantern is the motivation behind it, and its influence is a role and medium integrated into the real social mechanism. Some things are ubiquitous in real life, but sometimes hidden, including sky, fire, money, blessing, and romance, work, and order. Setting off the Kongming Lantern is one of the ways of making wishes under the unique Chinese cultural background. Making a wish is usually a religious act directed towards the gods. For most Chinese, religion is a practical tool. In addition, the content of people's prayers is practical and specific, which is usually about children, economy, life, and work.
The Kongming Lantern is released with a variety of specific human wishes. In people's views, the success of setting off Kongming Lantern means that the wish will come true. This kind of psychological suggestion and spiritual comfort play the role of satisfying people's psychological demands and emotional appeals.
Chapter 1. Sky. Since ancient times, humans have never stopped yearning, worshipping and exploring the sky. As early as in ancient times, humans have held a respectful attitude towards the unknown, power and mystery of the sky.
More specifically, they feared and relied on the power and mystery of the sky, believing that everything unknown could be answered from it. After the establishment of the religious concepts of Buddhism and Taoism, there were specific image roles. Most of the traditional Chinese fairy characters live in the sky. At this time, primitive people's worship and awe of sky was transferred to the gods in the religion.
Nowadays, scientific development has explained some people's feelings about the sky and separated some people's dependence on it. However, science is not that popular in most rural areas, so the knowledge is not mastered by everyone. Due to the deep-rooted influence of Buddhism and Taoism on individuals for a long time, until now people have maintained certain dependence and trust on the religious power represented by sky. Kongming Lantern is believed to be a medium between man and sky. People usually set off Kongming Lantern to pray and ask questions to sky. Among them, the prayers and questions are often related to their real lives. Chapter 2. Firelight. Fire originally refers to the flame produced when an object burns. The physical properties of fire can bring warmth to people, thereby affecting people's psychological feelings. To put it simply, fire can often give people a feeling of warmth from a psychological perspective. Lantern fire was used in the early days to provide light in the dark. It gives people security and hope. The physical nature of Kongming Lantern provides the security, hope and warmth that people need. Chapter 3. Money. As we all know, money is the foundation of material life. For the producers and sellers of Kongming Lantern, it is a tool for them to get rich. For producers, the manufacturing process and craftsmanship of Kongming Lantern is simple and the manufacturing cost is low. For sellers, Kongming Lantern's high gross margins can bring considerable profits. In other words, the producers and sellers of Kongming Lantern can earn a good income.
Liu Pengfei is a young entrepreneur known as Kongming Lantern Giant. In his opinion, Kongming Lantern is not a romantic tool for making wishes, but a huge business opportunity to make profits.
然后呢，我一问这个产品零售价10块钱，有时候卖到20块钱，而且我一看这产品好像成本只要1块多，而且制作又非常简单。它这个只要拿几张纸，搞点图条，用点铁丝，印符，浇出1年，就可以做成一个产品。所以这个产品赔赚。
The production and sales of Kongming Lantern provide many jobs with good economic income. For ordinary Chinese working class, this is enough to support their families. For this group, Kongming Lantern is not a spiritual sustenance used to pray for and satisfy personal wishes, but to bring actual monetary and material rewards that can support their lives. Chapter 4: Blessing and Romance.
Setting off Kongming Lantern is mostly for the purpose of praying and making wishes, which carries expectations and longings for future events. It is undoubtedly romantic to see the Kongming Lantern with great wishes drifting away into the sky.
According to relevant data, the proportion of students is much higher than that of residents in various groups setting off Kongming Lanterns. This is expected, since students who have not entered the real society naturally have romantic thoughts. In fact, people do not have a clear plan for setting off Kongming Lanterns. Statistics show that about 80% of people buy Kongming Lanterns temporarily, blindly following or out of novelty. Of course, this impulsiveness and randomness is also romantic. It is commonly said that as long as the Kongming Lantern can be raised, the wishes carried on it can be realized.
把自己的愿望啊，就换出去就那个希望它实现了。
This kind of blessing behavior often plays a certain psychological suggestion and spiritual comfort. It seems that people don't care about the final destination of the Kongming Lantern carrying their own wishes. However, Kongming Lantern may cause inconvenience and disaster, such as falling onto branches or rooftops or even causing fires. Chapter 5: Work and Order. Work is the role that the individual plays in society, which is determined by his social environment, personal abilities and cognition. Order usually refers to normal operation or good condition.
Due to the inability to control the flight trajectory and landing location, Kongming Lantern has the potential to cause a fire. As a result, Kongming Lantern can cause overwork and potential disruption for urban managers and cleaners. The unextinguished Kongming Lantern is likely to fall into branches, forest areas, power grids and even gas station areas. For urban firefighters, the frequency of alarms is significantly increased during traditional festivals, which means an increased workload.
他上次这个他们放你了，叫到那个电线上面，我们这烧把打也打不动，我们这整天都是在这，这忙到很不能忍了，我们这个，那做的比像这都搞上10个小时，我这腰也疼疼的，我这还挪药贴嗓子根儿，这几天干这干都干过去。
In addition, the workload of urban sanitation workers has also doubled. After the festival, they are responsible for sweeping up the fallen wishes from the ground, branches or shore. For them, these Kongming Lanterns with wishes are not romantic or sustenance, but a burden to increase the workload. When the Kongming Lantern is blown into the track catenary, it can have a huge impact on the safe operation of the train, causing faults such as short circuits. In addition, when an airplane encounters a floating Kongming Lantern, It can lead to an emergency change of course or even an emergency flight accident. For the above groups, the release of Kongming Lantern will cause many hidden dangers. In addition to the increased workload, Kongming Lantern also has the possibility of disrupting social order. As mentioned above, Kongming Lantern integrated into the social mechanism is the overlap of romance and reality, which becomes complicated and specific but cannot be described and defined unilaterally and arbitrarily.